Get that Ellen vibe going. What's up, folks? It's Big Boy live here, Monday, episode 5. And boy, do we got a huge episode for you today. Boys and girls, gents, gens. It's a great night tonight. Big shout out to Jubal Kane Tattoos at Lost Galleries sponsoring tonight's episode. Shout out. We know he's going to be watching. Go get your tattoos done. If you're in Newport Richie or anything, I cut myself shaving. Hit him up. Schedule your appointment and get that work done. So it's exciting tonight. I got some great guests. My great guest tonight has got a lot of stuff to say, a lot of stuff to talk about. And I've got a lot of ears to hear. I have some questions too. And I possibly have a solution to the frustration that my guest has lately in their career. But before we get into that, I just want to do some shortcomings. Just thank the people who have helped us along the way. Thank the people who have helped us while we're here. And a big shout out to my kids. Big shout out to my friends. And number one, big shout out to you, the people who watch, which you are my friends. So it's good. We had some pretty... What's up? Why? My kid again. Aaliyah's here, everybody. Just so everyone knows, Aaliyah is in the house. Where's the... Hey, Aaliyah. Oh, here it is. So Aaliyah's in the house. My daughter's here. So that's gonna... We're happy to have her here tonight. So you're gonna see her bouncing in and out. But anyways, I'm kind of getting slow going. Get your job. Hook up. Yeah, I did actually. I think we'll be filming our first episode of the news that I'm a part of. Will be being filmed this Saturday. So I'm almost positive that I am officially a part of the Bare Knuckle News team. So I can speak that. I've been in talks with Susan Sagari, an Emmy award-winning journalist who's worked on countless episodes of different shows, and it's just great that I'm able to get that opportunity. So I'm super excited for that, and I'm excited to join them and be able to collaborate and write with them. But I'm still going to keep doing the Big Boy Live because I enjoy doing it. It's kind of my therapy. Especially I got my little corner that I can get, and we can make it happen. And I can keep working on some things. Now, tonight's guest and tonight's episode, I spent probably 24 hours straight writing, preparing, and just considering so many things. I talked to multiple people. I talked to boxing inspectors. I talked to coaches. I talked to other fighters, and I talked to them about just some of the things and ideas that we could do to actually get on here. I also have some friends and family who are real stubborn and real have their own ways, and even in debates with them, I was able to make them understand and see my light of point and the interest in it. So that's pretty exciting. But it's going to be a good show tonight. I like to get into it as fast as possible because I know that we're going to be going crazy, and I know everybody's going to be listening. So without any further ado, I wanted to discuss our show for tonight. My guest tonight is Gita Marie Figueroa. Okay, she's a 155 pound fighter. She fights about 55, but she's also a person of transgender, and she's going to discuss some of her frustrations about, how hard it is to find opponents in this sport. She's not trying to fight females. She's trying to fight the gender that she is born to, but is ready to fight whoever. She doesn't care. She's been begging for a fight for years, and that's how you know a true fighter. And through discussing with her over the years, because I've been talking with her for years about finding her opponents, about training, and getting her going, following her dream when it's a controversial thing. And I remember in the beginning of my career, we were actually sitting around doing jiu-jitsu, and we talked about this. We talked about, sometimes some parties in which, say, you come here from another country and you want to fight. Sometimes it's harder for you to find a fight and find opponents because you might have more fights in that other country. And that happened a lot back in the early 2000s when I started doing MMA and stuff, is guys would come over here from other countries and you'd think they were amateur or something, but they would become complete savages. But anyways, it's awesome. I'm 110% supporter of anybody. I am my TV show is a safe space. It is not a racist space. We love everybody. We love everyone. Aaliyah says hi to everybody. And we really do try to make this an equal opportunity world. Okay? Because everyone in this world is the same. We all bleed the same. We all cry the same. We all pain the same. Some of our languages might not be the same, and some of our thoughts might be the same. But at the end of the day, we can fight for one another. And we can fight for peace in this world. I'm really, really, really sick and tired of seeing all the fight, all the hate, and all the war in this world. I'm a hateful person. I'm a fighter. I love to fight people. But you know what I have to do? I have to remember to be nice, and I have to really be able to love everyone. But because God says I don't gotta like you, but he damn sure says I gotta love you. So with that being said, big shout out to our sponsor tonight again, Jubal Cane Tattoos at Lost Galleries in Newport Richey. You'll be hearing me say it a lot tonight. I'm gonna try to, well, we got about 4 more minutes and I'm gonna bring Gita on. We're gonna let her introduce her. We're gonna let her talk about her situation. We're gonna let her talk about how much she's trained. We're gonna let her talk about her life and what it would be like to become a BKFC fighter, or just be able to find an MMA fight and feel that feeling. And that feeling is special. A lot of people get to feel it, and you know out there, if you felt it before, it's a feeling that you can never replace, is walking out onto that crowd, fighting and getting your hand raised. So let me see if we can't get her up. Gita, call us in if you're watching. And go ahead and live it in if you can. And we'll get this interview going, baby. We'll rock it. So, let me see here. How do I do this? I'm getting, here we go. I figured it out now.
Are you on TikTok?
No. Absolutely not. Hey, thanks for letting everybody know we're not on TikTok. Turd. Should we try to get her on here? So, while we're waiting to get her on and talk a little bit, let's talk about some of these fights this week, man. We got some big stuff coming. We got BKFC and Biloxi. They got the guy who broke my rib, Kleckler, on. Kleckler's fighting Thornton. That's going to be a fight. Thornton's got a whole bunch of fights. He's like 6-20 in MMA. He fought Kleckler before in MMA too, so that's going to be a good fight. But still nothing to test Kleckler. I just, we got to get. I really want to see a good fight. I would have loved to have seen that LeVar Johnson fight, but it didn't really happen. Come on, girl, where you at? Let's get you going here. She got nervous. Anyways, well, sometimes that happens. Technical difficulties. I see my boy Simon on there. What's up, Simon? Ferriola, what's going on, homie? I see you had a big win. I seen your hand getting raised. I can't even keep up with your wins anymore, dude. I'm waiting now. I just need to see you get that hand raised on the big. Dude, you're everywhere. You're winning in every promotion in the state of Florida. Matt Ferriola, man. This kid's a beast. Match made a few of his fights. Match made a couple of his pro fights, too, in the RFC. Just an amazing athlete, amazing fighter, one of the best guys I know out there. He's from Orlando. He trains everywhere. It's not uncommon to see him training all around the state of Florida. Shout out to Matthew Ferriola. He's a beast. Beast. Let's see here. I'm trying to figure this thing out. Wait till I really get a real show. And when I get a real show and got a real computer board and switchboard, how I'm going to figure that out. I normally would have probably 5 or 6 people there. But come on now. Is it working? What else? Oh, what's going on in Afghanistan? You guys see that, man? That's crazy. People are trying to ride planes out of there and stuff, man. That sucks. My brother was in Syria just recently. But, man, I pray for those folks over there. Again, why can't we just all get along? Why can't the people just put their guns down and stop fighting, man? I mean, they've been going to war. They've been in war for years. Why? Just give up, man. How many brothers, sisters, and cousins are you going to lose? I don't see her. Okay. How are you talking to her? Huh? No, I'm not. I said, how are you? How do you know? Oh. We thought she chickened out. Nope. But yeah, man, over there in Afghanistan, we're really hoping everybody kind of chills. Money, yeah. Money, yeah. That's the fight. You know, one day I'm going to be a millionaire and I'm going to have all the money in the world. Money's not going to mean anything. It'll be to the point where I forget what money even is, because my life is just so standard that all the money in the world couldn't. I mean, my life's cheap. I live a good life. I get by with good money. So it's a good day. Who else we got on here? I'm going to see some of these folks I got on. So my boy Simon. Simon's like, you know what? That kind of reminds me, Simon. Simon was one that, I met Simon 2008, maybe it was, or 9. And he come into the gym, was training with us, and he's a guy from Poland. He wants to fight, and he was just a stud. And he said he's never fought before, and we're training with him, and we're all looking at each other, and we're like, Jesus, this guy's a beast. And I was already on a pro level at that point. And Simon, you were training with me on a daily basis. And I mean, you were a stud, bro. You still are. Shit. When are we gonna see you fight again? I know that you see my dog invented that computer chair. I bet that shit blew up, and I bet that shit's blowed up, dude. That shit's cool as hell, dude. That keep people off their back, keep them comfortable. I'm sitting with a little sickness too, y'all. So if you hear it in my voice, I've been a little under the weather the past few days. It sucks pretty bad. A lot of big events coming up. We got a huge September. September is huge for the fight world. Ryan Hall, that's the ankle picker kid, right? Or the guy that, yeah. Tough guy. I love to see that jiu-jitsu win in the octagon. We got September's going to be huge. We got September 11th. There's a couple shows. We got Donnie doing a show in Crystal River. September 18th is a huge MMA weekend. Ralph and World Class Fight League are doing an MMA event, grappling event, and the MMA Hall of Fame, Florida Hall of Fame is that Sunday. So it's going to be a huge weekend that weekend too. So September coming up is going to be a big month. August, we got some BKFC fights. We got Jason Fish versus Quentin Henry, which is going to be a good fight. I still am questioning what's the weights on that. So maybe I'm missing this. I don't know. Let me do this here. I'm not paying attention. Can I get it to work? I bet she is trying. I can see her. She's trying to call in, and I can't figure it out because I know you probably will have to do it, won't you? Okay.
Hey.
Oh, we got it. Wait, it's working. What? Oh, my God.
Let me put the volume on real quick.
All right. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We got you on. I figured you chickened out and you were getting out of here. You know, I wouldn't have blamed you.
I'm not scared. You're crazy.
I wouldn't have blamed you. But yeah, you know, we've already kind of told our viewers a little bit about what we got planned for tonight. And I know that there's a lot that you want to say, and we got plenty of time to say it. But I really want you to introduce yourself to my viewers right now and just let everybody know who you are. Tell them a little bit about yourself and, you know, tell them about this crazy lady we see here.
All right, so my name is Gita Marie Figueroa. I'm living in St. Pete now. I have been in St. Pete for about 10 plus years. Originally Puerto Rican Italian from Boston, and I'm a cook. I consider myself an artist, so I am a cook. I am a great dancer, and why we're here is because I have a deep passion and desire to compete in mixed martial arts, and I have been since I was really, really young, and I just hit a roadblock in my life that I wouldn't say your viewers could probably relate to yet, because I don't know all of them, but it's been talked about in the last couple of months when it comes to the Olympics and sports in general. I know that I was very big like around like the Ronda Rousey and Fallon Fox times, where I was just becoming who I am as a person now. But there's another side that people don't talk about, and that's that a lot of what the media and social media put out there when it comes to people like me, they're painting a picture that's not for all of us.
Right.
So I want to represent myself when it comes to this situation, and you gave me the opportunity to be on your podcast tonight so that I can further explain my side, that we're not all like what people say, like in regards to sports and being an athlete. So that's really the gist of it, and why we're doing this tonight.
So just to clarify for the viewers, you are a person of transgender, correct?
Yes.
All right. And you were born a male?
Yes.
And now, question that I have. You're not saying you want to fight women. You're saying you'll fight men, right?
No. Yes. Okay, so for me, I have sisters. I have a mother and a stepmother. I was raised with morals, values, ethics, respect. I grew up protecting women.
Yeah.
I grew up being that little brother.
Wow.
Or big brother at some point that was. Women are nurturing beautiful flowers of this world. Like, I was created by a woman. Like, so for me to go into a ring or any kind of competition and put hands or elbows or knees on it, just never made sense to me. And I want to make this clear for everyone out there that I don't walk around saying I'm a woman, I should compete with women. I know how I was born. I wasn't assigned male at birth. That's just science. That's how I was born. That's how I was bred. I was raised that way for a long time. And just a little history, I started my transition in 2010. So it's been a long time. I've been like this for a long time. And just now is where it's getting to the point. I'm 33 years old. Technically, to a lot of people in the MMA community, it's late. But then if you see anyone that's a star right now, has been a star in the last 5 years, they're all in their early 30s.
Right.
Like, literally, everyone that's like a big shot right now, they're in their 30s. So I'm like, they did it. They're doing it. Why can't I? Like, why? I know it's taken a long time because I have 3 issues: time, money, and fear. That's really it. But now it's getting to the point where, like, time is running out. Thank God for my genes, my genetics. I'm 33, but I don't act like it. I don't look like it. I'm probably gonna be in this shape for a long, long time. So I probably have another 5 to 10 years to do it. I'm very late to the game when it comes to MMA, but I'm an athlete, and I don't want to live a life where I was like, oh, I should have done it, or I was good, but I didn't do it. Like, I don't want to live that way. I don't want to die like that either. So
great point.
Yeah, I just want to make that clear to a lot of people that I know how I was born. I know that I made a lifestyle choice to change what I look like, what I sound like. But when it comes down to sports, or really any kind of competition for me, look at me. I'm cute. I take care of myself. I'm into modeling. I'm into fashion. But I'm physically, I make this joke that, like, I can, if I wanted to, at any given point, I could probably take 2 or 3 average men if I wanted to. So why would I go into a cage and fight a female? And don't get me wrong, I say this all the time, especially when I'm out at the bars and people ask me about who I am as a person and why MMA. And I explain to them, yes, there are women, because I need to clarify this part. There are women in this world that are taller, faster, stronger than I or even you, that can, like, mollywop us from here to Timbuktu. But for me, it goes back to the morals, the values, the ethics, everything that I was brought up. It's just, I don't want to compete. If I was ever given the choice, like, what if the person was a big, brawny Amazon bitch? still, like, to me, Chris Cyborg is still a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Amanda Nunes is still a beautiful woman. They're monsters in the game, but I wouldn't want to fight them.
Right.
I wouldn't want to compete with them. And that's just me personally. And like in the media has this stigma, this stereotype that we're all like in it to like put on hair and like compete as women. I get it, it's out there, and for lack of a better word, it's disgusting to me, but I am not that. I'm willing, and there's a video that if you guys are down to watch it, your viewers, and I think I tagged you this morning, where I break it down, my beliefs, and my personal opinion on the matter and where I stand, and I break it down to the point where like you really can't have any questions after you watch this video. It's under my videos in my Instagram. I'm wearing like a cap and a Dragon Ball Z shirt, and I explain it, and then I show a video at the end to show a little bit of my credentials of me training by myself.
Yeah, no, I've seen you train too. I've seen some of you. I've seen you working.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that we're not all like that. It's a very dark and misinformed way of thinking because, like I said, I literally called out every male, lightweight or featherweight amateur in the state of Florida and beyond that was willing to go into the ring with me on the basis that you respected me as an opponent. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna look like this in the ring. I'm gonna have braids. I'm gonna have Vaseline on my face. I'm gonna look mean. I'm not gonna look. I'm not there to bake cookies with you. Like I'm gonna be across the ring, strong as fuck, looking at you as another opponent. And whether it's a win or a loss or a draw, blood, sweat, tears, I don't care. Just treat me like that old school street fighter, ninja, warrior type person. You respect me. We pound it out. We go have a beer. We laugh about it. It was just a competition.
That's it.
There's another side to this where it's like, it gets very WWE and soap opera where everyone wants to have drama and whatever. But I'm very old fashioned about respect and like keeping true to the mixed martial arts aspect of it.
Right.
Like if I've even said it, I can be amateur for the rest of my life. I can lose every single fight. But the fact that I can fall asleep and say that I competed and I achieved my goals is all that matters to me. And I don't want to be that person that, oh, because I was trans, I couldn't do this. Because I was trans, they didn't book me. Because I was trans, I didn't get a contract. Because I was trans, people didn't want to fight me. I want people to treat me like a regular ass person when it comes to competing. And that's what brings me to the other point, like the tryouts. I think it's so fucking crazy that I trained in boxing at 12, and I got out of boxing because I couldn't kick. Then I trained in wrestling in high school, and I left wrestling because I sent some kid to the hospital, and I couldn't punch people. Then in 2012, I learned that there was cage fighting. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's so crazy. So, it's been like levels to this and different roadblocks. And for me, it's just like, forget the trans part.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to look like a pretty model in the ring.
Yeah.
Like, just compete, just fight.
Yeah.
But as in all things in life, there's going to be haters and people that just don't agree. And even like I mentioned in the video that I told you about this morning, there's going to be guys that don't want to compete with me because they're like, no, that's a chick.
Right. And that's what you're dealing with.
I can't put hands on her. There's going to be other people that are like, I'm going to fuck this freak up. Excuse my language. I'm going to beat this thing down. And then others that respect me are like, hey, whatever.
It's an opponent.
Whoever wins,
right.
Wins. Whoever loses, loses. So it's just a matter of finding who's going to do it. And like the bare knuckle fighting, I think it's funny that I didn't do boxing. And I've never ever competed in a ring or octagon, ever. I just feel like I have a natural ability to kick some ass. I'm just being straightforward. And I've done it in the streets before, and I mean, that's not what I want to do. So I'm not trying to do that the rest of my life. So it's funny that I'm skipping boxing, I'm skipping wrestling, I haven't even got into MMA, and like, your boss is giving people a chance for tryouts to just like go in there, make a name for yourself. And I skip all of that to be bare knuckle.
Right.
I'm like, what better way to prove to people that I'm about it than to fucking go in there and like just knock people out with my knuckles.
So it's cool that you brought up my boss, because we are kind of going to be kicking in their door August 28th down in Fort Lauderdale. So I'm bringing three or four people with me. I'm bringing you with me. And I think it's going to be exciting. And I think this is a great opportunity for BKFC to also cater to the world of LGBTQ as well, and let them know that our organization possibly is a safe space for them, and they can feel comfortable with coming to these events and watching their own fight in the cage. And that's really what my main goal here is with this podcast tonight, is to educate and to give everyone the awareness that just because you're transgender doesn't mean you want to fight the opposite gender you were born as. You're saying that beats Joe Rogan's excuses for Fallon Fox 10 years ago. That beats, you know what I mean? And it's a huge thing.
I've seen all of that.
Right, and that was crazy. And in my sense, it's a little touchy subject, but it's so hard. Like, I was doing a lot of research leading up to this interview, and I was watching where the Olympic transgender weightlifter, where she was in there, and she dropped those weights on purpose. Those were easy lifts. Those were easy lifts for her. And she dropped those weights on purpose because all the other competitors were mad at her. And I seen it in her face. All right. And it was and I don't remember, I think it was Poland is where she was from, but I seen her scratch those lifts on purpose. Not because of the viewers, not because of the criticizers, because of her fellow competitors. And that's what proves to me you have the respect of your competitors. You have the respect to show your competitors no mercy, and to try not to have an advantage, is what they kind of tried to say with Fallon Fox. So with that being said, I think we're going to have a good time at BKFC. I hope BKFC gets to see some of this interview. Nate Shook. And I also have a surprise for you. So tell us a little bit about, before I tell you your surprise, I want you to tell us a little bit about, the history of you trying to get a fight, and how you've talked to local promoters around here in the Bay Area, and how it's not gone down, and just kind of give us a little recap of how that situation went on.
Okay, so I started training in mixed martial arts, I'm going to say 2014 with Gracie St. Pete. Shout out to all of them. They're freaking amazing.
Gabe Maldonado. I love him. He was one of my original.
Oh, my God. And Anton, they're legit.
Listen.
The way they compose themselves, they're like real ninjas. Like, they're like the.
That's where I started, too. I started with Gabe. I started with Gabe Maldonado.
The nerds that can whoop your ass.
Yep. I started with Gabe Maldonado. My first grappling tournament ever in 2005. I went down with them. And Gabe Maldonado was in my corner, or was coaching me and stuff. So I know them guys very well. Very well. They're amazing people.
So one of my first things I do, and I did in the last two gyms. Okay, so Gracie St. Pete and Amir Academy is where I've trained here in St. Pete. What I did is I didn't come in and I'm like, hey, here's money for my membership, whatever. I was like, hey, I want to train. I want to train to fight. But before that, I need to talk to you about something. And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. So I sat down with both of them, two separate occasions, two different years. First was Gabe, then was Amir. Loved them all dearly. No, nothing against them. But I sat down and I was like, hey, this is my name. This is where I'm from. This is my background. I'm here because I want to train, but I also want to train to compete. But I need you to know that if you're going to accept me as a student, I prefer to fight and compete in the gender in which I was born in. So forget about what I look like. I want you to know that, like, this is who I am as a person. I'm coming to you to let you know. And you can see it, like, the hesitation in both. But Gabe said, if you pay for your tuition and you come to class, it's just like you just have to show up for things to happen.
Yep.
So, he ended up telling me that he really wasn't a fighting school. He was more of a grappling school.
Yeah, he's a jiu-jitsu guy.
I want to grapple and throw bows. But it just didn't work out. And I just felt like it was like the first year that they opened. So I was like, great. I'm not going to be the face of his gym when he just opened. Like, so I took myself out of that because he was very family oriented. He had a lot of kids classes, and I kind of was just like, my situation is just too much for him and Anton, and I just didn't want to like put too much pressure because, like I said, it's a really tough situation. Like, you're not gonna just find fights for me, and then you also have to deal with your friends and family having to represent someone like me under your school. So for me, it wasn't. It's a part of fear. It's a fear of not being accepted, but the part of like them not knowing what to do with you.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this. So with that being said, and with them not, that was perfect. You know, not that I agree. They just, you know, I could see that too. You know, Gabe's a very, very I wouldn't say conservative. He's not, but he's very proper. You know, he's a very well-mannered young man, great education, and I'm sure Gabe kind of would kind of startle him a little bit. But and again, though, I also know Gabe to be a very good problem solver. So
no, Chris, honestly, I felt deep down like, man, I'm not gonna do this to them.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be their first fighter when they just opened the gym, and then they opened another one, and I transferred there to hang out, like to train with them. And that's when I cleaned my hands. I was like, you know what, like I'm gonna leave them, and like maybe in 5 or 10 years I could probably come back. Maybe he can help me train for a fight in the future.
What about the promotions? Did you reach out to any of the promotions?
No, to be honest with you, I never have.
No.
I didn't know who was a promoter out here, so I just
Ralph Garcia. You haven't talked to none of them guys? With Ralph Garcia or anybody with World Class Fight League?
I actually did I messaged with him for a while. Actually, Ali Tarek.
Ali, yep.
Ali said that apparently the state of Florida is not allowing trans people to compete yet. But I gave him a background into like my situation, and he was like, "It's out of my hands." But that was all he sent me in the message. But Raphael, yes, we did talk, and I told him my situation, but I never got like a call back. And like I feel like those organizations here locally should be easy for me to get into, but it was always like a dead end with all of it. Now Amir. Let me tell you that story real quick. I did the same thing. I sat him down in his office. I talked to him. He was like, I've had gays, lesbians, whatever, but I've never met anyone like you. And like I feel like you're like a star in the making. Like you can really be big. So just come on Monday and start training, and we'll go from there. And he saw a lot of potential in me. And pre-COVID, I was scheduled to fight for the Punch Out in Night Calta, and then one of Amir's events, and then it was probably like May and June were the scheduled bouts, and March
COVID hit March.
Before was when it shut down.
Yeah.
And now after post-COVID, half of Amir's gym is gone.
Right.
Like he had to downsize, so he has like one room. Lost a lot of money, lost a lot of students. Everything was canceled, and like. The bigger organizations like UFC, Bellator, PFL, One Championship, and BKFC, with having that money, you guys can put on shows now normally.
Yeah.
But the local one, I feel like it's like a hit or miss. Amir told me just keep training with him, and maybe at the end of the year. But now this opportunity arises, and I feel like I'm going to take it and see what happens.
Tell us a little bit how you've been preparing now that you know you're going. I know it's kind of spur of the moment, but I know you got your workout on today, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, one, I'm naturally fit and strong. It's just together. So today I incorporated going to the aquatic center where our Olympic medalist team trained.
Yeah. Swimming.
So I'm swimming there. I do a lot of cardio with my dog. Prior to my bike getting stolen, I would bike everywhere. I have a kettlebell. I have like everything there is for MMA. So going to Crunch Fitness in Seminole, punching the bag, pushing the sled, doing stuff like that is what's keeping me in shape. And obviously eating healthy. I'm a cook, and that's my career. So I cook for the city of St. Pete, which is a passion of mine too. So just eating healthy and trying to stay in shape. I take it so serious that I'm training for the tryouts.
Right.
I'm not just like, oh, I'm just going to go to the tryouts. I started training today. And drinking apple cider vinegar, like adding things to my diet so that I can look the part. Like, because honestly, you can't just go over there and beat people up. You have to have that it factor. You have to have something that they can mold into a star and good, great for their brand. So I have the look, I have the personality, I have the style, I have the backing of my friends and my family, and I can fuck shit up.
Hey, so, and I got your opponent.
What?
I have another friend that is a person of transgender who fights, and she's a 155er.
Are you serious?
She's never fought before either. She's a high school wrestler. She lives in St. Pete too.
Wait, you said a promoter or an opponent?
Opponent. So now it's now it's the balls in our court. So now we're gonna take her with us to the tryouts.
What?
We'll send her to the tryouts too, maybe. And we'll get you both, try to get you both signed, and we'll get that bout made by the end of the year. You know? And
oh my God,
that's if Nate and David want to do it, you know. We're kind of putting a little.
Well, I tagged them to a bunch of my shit today.
Well, we're kind of kicking their door in right now. I might get in a lot of trouble with this.
Wait, so I thought you said promoter. You said
opponent. She goes. Her Instagram handle is Tatted Princess. I would have thought she was in by now. She might be. Let me look, but she is definitely down. Same as you, born a male. Been, I think, transitioning for like 2 or 3 years. And so she's trained before. She's a very fit person. She lives in St. Pete. And I think it'll be a hell of a fight. I think it'd be a great fight for you and her, and I think it'd be great for all of us.
Awesome.
And
I mean, why not, right? When it comes to, damn, that's crazy.
Wouldn't it be?
When it comes to like the social media and the media outpouring when it comes to transgender, like why not throw 2 trans people in there?
Hey, so I did more. Right? I did some more research. I did a ton of research since I talked to you Friday. And I looked up every bout that's ever been transgender. Now, in Thailand, they have them all the time. Thailand, it's...
I'm like, at this point, I'm going to pack my bags and move.
Yeah, Phuket. You go to Phuket, you'll have 9,000 opponents. But in America, we've had a transgender versus a gender, like Fallon Fox. We've had that. We've had the female, Patricio Emanuel, you know, the boxer. Did I tell you about that? Patricio Emanuel was born a woman.
I watched that fight, and I watched the documentary.
And fights men and knocks them out. You know what I mean? So it can be done, but what has never been done.
But born a female.
Yeah, was born a female. Patricia.
But that's still considered not okay to many people.
But still isn't stopping.
That's like the opposite.
It still isn't stopping him. He's still training. He's still pushing. Every day. I'm now a follower. But what's never happened ever that I know of, that I've found, is 2 transgenders born the same gender fighting in the ring. I have not seen that yet. So I am trying to be the first person to ever make that happen, and I'm trying to make it be you and her. So we're gonna end it up for the night. Just if you real quick, just kind of tell us everybody that's helped you along your way. If you want to shout out to anybody, just take it over.
Yes, Gracie St. Pete, Amir Academy, my friends, my family, my new fans, whether you like it or not, I'm here to stay. You especially, this is a blessing.
Yeah, well, I've known you for a while, man. You know, you do realize we have been friends for a while on social media.
Yeah, no, I know, and you're proof of like all the self-promotion that I've done for a long time. Trying to train, trying to put my name out there, doing my own little videos on Viva Video, on InShot, my own photo shoots off of fucking Android phone. Like, I've been doing the work myself, trying to like, so that your fans and my new fans and everyone that gets to know me now has like a portfolio. This is my resume. Go on my Instagram and look through it. What I've done recently, what I've done in the past. I've been on this journey for a long time, and it's time to.
Right.
It's time to just do it.
That's right. Well, listen.
And I'm doing it a very honorable and right way, where a lot of Americans and people around the world are gonna fucking respect me. So that's another point that I want to make. And fun fact, I haven't been on hormones in 5 years.
Wow.
So eat that.
Nice. So that's nice. You look great. I can tell you right now.
Thank you.
You're going to be perfect for the camera. You're going to look amazing in that ring. Your personality is beautiful. I can tell you right now that my wife and kid are both huge fans of you already. You'll be.
See, I want kids like your daughter to be like, she's cool, but she's like a superhero to me.
Yeah.
Like she's a Wonder Woman.
Well, tell her she's a Wonder Woman.
You're a Wonder Woman.
Ah, thank you, baby. I saw you training my daddy last week or 2 weeks ago.
And my wife.
Hi, honey.
My kids.
Nice to meet you.
They like you, so they approve. They approve it. We got the. Well, we're not. I don't know. A little touchy on the nickname you sent me there. I don't think I'm gonna say your nickname, but whatever.
Wait, you got a man eater?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't.
And then, I don't want people to be like man eater. I want it to be like add some swag to it. Like,
that's her walkout song, man.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm gonna need a DJ to like remix it.
Yeah, we'll get that. We got all the equipment here to do that. Well, listen, we really, really, really look forward to having you back on the show again. We really thank you for taking the time and coming on, and I really appreciate it. I tried everything I could to not offend you or anybody because really, honestly, I love everybody. I don't care what color, style you are. The only thing I care about is if you respect me and the people around me. It doesn't matter what gender you are. It doesn't matter what person you are. You just got to be cool with me. And, hey, you don't even got to like me. But I really think
at the end of the day, my mama loves me. My dad loves me. My friends love me. I don't care. If you're going to be a hater, you're helping the process. And at the end of the day, there's people that are doing this and have been doing this before me that get so much hate online. The most famous people in the world, they still get hate. That's something that we just have to be prepared for. But at the end of the day, my team and my circle is the reason why I am who I am.
That's right. All right, girl. Well, we're going to let you get off of here. We're going to bring you back again. We're going to sign you off with your song. And you know what? We really, really appreciate you coming on. We're going to bring you back on. And everybody, look her up on Instagram. Follow her. Get to know her. You're going to see her face. Nate, David Feldman. We can change people. We can change lives. We can change the world. Let's change the fight game, man. Thank you, Gita. Sign on out for us. Yeah, I think you got to sign out. I don't know how to do it.
Okay.
Awesome. Oh, I don't care if you don't like me. I mean, at least you're saying my name out of your mouth. So that was cool, man. What a great interview we had. What a great interview we got to do with Gita, and to hear her story is just so inspirational. You know, one of the hardest things for a fighter is just trying to overcome every boundary that comes in front of you. And as a young fighter, it comes hard because you're still trying to feed yourself, pay your bills, do all these things, and train at the same time. And it's just a very hard balance to get to the top. Take it from someone like me. I've been in the business 20 years, and it took me 20 years to get where I am today. But I've always considered every fight was the top. And don't ever think that one fight is more valuable than the other, because every fight you have, the present fight, is the greatest fight you can have. I want to give a big shout out to the LGBTQ community. Thank you if anybody's watching. And remember that Big Boy Live is a safe space. Tune in anytime. Drop some comments. Drop some opinions. I don't care. But we got a great show tonight. I'm going to cut it short tonight because we did it. I got kids crawling around. I got a family to feed. And I've been a little sick, so I want to shout out our sponsor for tonight. Great, great sponsor who brought the show on tonight, Jubal Kane Tattoos over at Lost Galleries off 54. If you guys need some work done, go in there and see him. Tell him Big Boy Live sent you, and it's going to be exciting. Thanks, shout out to No Judges Needed for always hooking me up with gear when I go to fight. Every sponsor I've ever had in my fight career, thank you very much. And most important, I want to thank God for giving me the opportunity to do this and my family for just supporting me. But, hey, man, what a great show. I think it was a success. And I think we can do it again tomorrow night. Until then, it's your boy Big Boy here for Big Boy Live. Maybe one day we'll be famous and we'll have a real podcast instead of just an Instagram Live. Until then, I'm getting as much practice as I can. Big Boy, signing off.
Like